Hi YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and this is DM's Tips. Hi, today we're going to talk about derailment. And what is derailment? That's effectively where the players want to go off and do something that you've not prepared for. That can be in a minor way or it can be in quite a major way. Do I panic about these things as an experienced referee? No. Do I let them? Yes, definitely. I don't have any issues with that. But of course it's repercussions for actions. So if the players, for example, decide they want to pick a fight in your barroom, classic barroom scene, yeah, let them. Let it turn it into a fight, yeah? Think about the patrons that are in that inn very quickly in your own mind. Yeah, maybe if you want to teach them a lesson, throw a couple of people who are better than them in there. And yeah, maybe the thing turns nasty and bloody. And who knows? Maybe somebody innocent gets killed and a handful of people are put up on the charge of murder. You know, they'll think twice about it next time. Repercussions for actions. But equally it can just be a fun interlude. Perhaps the players are in the middle of investigating something in a nearby town and something happens and it sparks their imagination that they want to go and do something else. Let them. Follow that lead, yeah? Don't be fazed by it. The key is smoke and mirrors is the art of great DMing. Don't be fazed. Don't let them see your body language. This is where all these skills come in. Don't let them see you panic, yeah, because we all do. You know, be going, oh my God, don't go over there. But inside I'm smiling, I'm going, oh, do you? Great, excellent, okay, yeah, fine. And then they look twice at each other and think, what's he got up his sleeve? That's the beauty. The campaign feels like a weld, yeah? So don't be afraid to let them derail it slightly, yeah? So if they want to go off and do something, so let's say, for example, they bumped into an old friend, and it has happened, you know. I remember very recently where characters were in a nearby town, and that's why I use the example. They were investigating something, and I wanted to throw something in. So one of the characters recognised an old friend of theirs, and we did a little piece where I'm role playing his old friend, and it was really good fun. We had a good bit of banter about it. And then the player was asking, you know, how's your family? And he mentioned a nearby village. He said, yeah, well, I'm trying to get us some supplies. I'm heading back there. And he goes, oh, would you like me to come with you? And the guy said, I couldn't really say no. So I said, yes, that'd be lovely to see. I'm sure my wife would love to see you again. So of course it slightly derailed the game over there. But the beauty of doing that, really, in essence, was very simple. That what you can then do is it builds another story. And you see what these little layers do, because they're all little interludes and layers upon the whole thing. We talked in the last episode about building the campaign beginning, middle and end. Even if this isn't something you've planned for, the nice thing is it's telling you, from the player's point of view, you're talking about individuals that you know. They're able to banter between each other. You're able to ad-lib with that, run with it. It brings the world alive. Then he's able to meet the bloke's wife, and they're able to discuss how's the kids, you know, what's going on. Oh, we've had a bit of a problem, you know, we've lost half our cattle have been taken recently with cat rustlers, so, you know, half our sheep have disappeared, whatever it is. And that can lead to another little story that the players get involved in. But it's very, very easy to hook it back to the main one for loads of reasons, because if you're a good DM, you know, not all roads, I want to just point this out, this is something I heard a lot recently, and I really hate this. I heard this analogy that somebody said all roads lead to Rome, so it doesn't matter what direction the players go off in, they always end up exactly where you want them. No, that's awful, because if you've built a campaign world, yeah, the players do not want to feel... Experienced players will read through it, yeah, trust me. You might get away with it with a new group of players or fairly inexperienced players, but you've got some experienced players around there, they're going to be pretty annoyed, actually. So no, what I've written is written. It stands where it stands. Yeah, if the players go off and do other stuff, that's fine. Build loops in so other things can happen and you can build off it. The better you get as a referee of building things up, you can still tailor them back in unique ways. So, you know, if he goes off dealing with this direction, there can always be a lead to something else further on. Maybe it's not the piece they're dealing with here, but maybe it's something later that you've planned because you've planned ahead. You can still bring them in. You can still bring them round. And what if they decide, actually, you know what? No, this new direction that we've got, this is what we want to do. Let them, yeah? Be strong enough and skilled enough to say, yeah, okay, let's follow it through. But all the time try and be working in your mind about how you're going to take this new story arc, where you want to run it to, and then how you want to loop it back to the overall thread that's running through your campaign and why it's so important. And that's why good writing is so important, because if you know the end piece, and hopefully it's something quite dramatic, quite shocking, it should have repercussions for the players. So they should feel, even if they're not dealing with it there and then because they're talking to so-and-so's wife, everything ultimately feels as if there's something much bigger brewing behind the surface. There's an old adage from Shrek the movie where he describes Shrek as an onion, and that's what all good games actually should be. They should be multi-layered, and the middle point of it is the end of your campaign, and everything else is story arcs, building down, funneling out to a point where that is where you wanted them to get to ultimately. But don't be afraid. Do not be afraid as a referee to let them go off and do something that you haven't prepared for. Because if you can do that and just run with it and use the smoke and mirrors technique really, where it's no big deal, it doesn't faze you. And this is where the other preparation stuff is there, you know, where you've prepared the odd ambush, you've prepared other things. Because if you felt to yourself, as we said before, oh God, they want to go off and see this bloke, and I'm really not prepared, you got your ambush ready. So you thought ahead of time, wilderness ambush, got this really nice idea. So let them go off with him, ambush them, pace your game, stop there, gives you time to rethink about what it's going to look like when you get to the guy's house, what's happened. Maybe she got kidnapped. Maybe that attack had already happened down the road. Perhaps she's been taken, and that can link back in later. So you've got time by pacing, planning, and everything else to go for it. Appreciate this is a slightly longer DM's tips than normal, but I feel Derailment deserves it. Anyway, this has been Sean Connors. This is Outsiders. Take care. Until the next time of another DM's tips. Happy gaming.